The following YCN Sports Wrap special is presented by Bubba's Bar and Grill. They have all your favorites and much, much more in Newberry Harbor. Barton Insurance, your choice for quality service and comprehensive coverage in New London and Contoocook. Top Stitch Embroidery in Lebanon, the best for your team and so much more. Mascoma Savings Bank, they're putting you first today and tomorrow. Member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back to this special Lebanon boys basketball episode of YCN Sports Wrap. So after the Raiders managed to beat Hollis Brookline in the semifinals, Lebanon advanced into the Division II championship for the second straight season. The only team standing in the way of the Raiders' fifth state title was the third-seeded Cole Brown Northwood Bears. These two teams matched up just 2.5 weeks ago, back on February 27th, when the Raiders won by a score of 74-58. And the Raiders came into the game having won 7 straight games against Cole Brown, dating back to 2011. So now without further ado, let's check out this highly anticipated Division II game between the Raiders and the Bears. It was definitely a championship atmosphere at UNH's Lundholm Gymnasium, with enthusiastic, packed fan sections. The game began with a Lebanon possession after Matthew Islander won the opening tip. Both teams are known for having high-scoring offenses, but this wasn't the case during the first 8 minutes of play, as turnovers, not necessarily defense, was the main factor. Neither team was able to score until the 5.5-minute mark, when Ryan Milliken drove and got fouled. He hit both free throws, taking an early 2-0 lead. Cole Brown turned the ball over, which gave Milliken the opportunity to drive and score after a nice setup pass from Chris Nolte. But Cole Brown's Sam Lupinacci soon drove to the hoop and drew a shooting foul off of Nolte. Sam went to the line and hit both free throws, putting the Bears on the board and making it a 4-2 game. By the end of the first quarter, the game was tied at 6 apiece, with only 3 total field goals made. In the second quarter, the offense started to heat up as both teams seemed to settle in. Milliken started off the quarter with a very fast driving layup, but Brody Ashley twice and Sean Spinard once got sent to the free throw line within a 2-minute span. They hit all 6 shots and took the first lead of the game by 2 points. The Raiders, having not scored in more than a couple of minutes, finally stopped the bleeding when KJ Maddie sunk his first 3, which put Leb back up by 1. They would go on an 8-point run with Nolte, Graham Chickering, Matthew Islander, and Milliken all scoring. But once again, Ashley was fouled in the process of shooting with 3 seconds to go. He hit both shots, which cut Lebanon's lead to just 5, with a score of 21-16 going into halftime. The Bears were perfect from the charity stripe in the first half, shooting 12 for 12. This kept Cole Brown well within reach against the battle-tested Raiders. Coming out of the break, Cole Brown's Dylan Andrews wasted no time and sunk a big 3-pointer, cutting the Bears' deficit down to just 2. Chris Nolte followed that up with a layup for Lebanon, with the score now at 23-19. But Lupinacci was able to get his own layup, which again brought the lead down to 2. The Raiders then went on another small 8-2 run, with Nolte coming up huge, scoring 8 points in the quarter. So with just under 3 minutes to go in the third, Islander hit 2 free throws to make it an 8-point game with a score of 31-23. Cole Brown knew they couldn't let Lebanon's lead climb into the double digits with just about 10 minutes remaining in the contest, and the Bears got exactly what they needed as they went on a 6-0 run sparked by Jacob Snow's layup. Spinard and Ashley also scored, as it was now just a 2-point game with 10 seconds remaining. Ryan Milliken actually fouled Ashley on his layup, making it an and-one play, igniting the Cole Brown fans. Fortunately for Milliken, Ashley missed his free throw, and then Ryan showed the state why he was selected as the Division II Player of the Year. With just 3 seconds remaining in the quarter, Ryan pulled up and sunk a huge 3, silencing the Bears fans and putting Leb back on top by 5 heading into the final 8 minutes of play. And to start the fourth, it was Milliken again who delivered what was essentially the final blow, as he nailed another 3, which pushed the Raiders' lead up to 8. Ryan soon scored 2 more points from the free throw line, extending the lead to double digits. Sean Spinard and Dylan Andrews did hit threes for Cole Brown in the quarter, which cut into the deficit. But the Bears were in foul trouble, and Lebanon kept getting sent to the line, adding point after point. With just under 3 minutes remaining, Lebanon held a commanding 20-point lead, and they would eventually go on to win the Division II Boys Basketball State Championship by a final score of 59-42. Ryan Milliken led all scorers with 23 points, shooting 6 for 13 from the field. He also added 5 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Chris Nolte followed him with 14 points and 5 boards, and Matthew Islander scored 12 with 4 rebounds. As for Cole Brown, Brody Ashley led his team with 14 points. He also pulled in 4 boards and dished out 2 assists. The biggest difference on the stat sheet was field goal percentage, as Lebanon shot a very impressive 47% while Cole Brown shot just 30%. Both teams were very effective from the free throw line, but Lebanon especially, making 24 of 26 on the night. The Raiders will lose multiple seniors to graduation, which includes the 2015 D2 Player of the Year KJ Maddie, the 2016 D2 Player of the Year Ryan Milliken, Noah Didabani, Paul Slabinski, Joshua Graham, and the guard who holds everything together, Graham Chickering. But Islander, Nolte, Hunter Bienvenu, and others will be returning for what should be another memorable season. Go Raiders!
1, 2, 3, team! We stay champs, guys!
Congrats to this year's Division II Boys Basketball champion, the Raiders of Lebanon. It was a remarkable season with no small amount of adversity, but this Raider team was able to get it done after coming up just short a year ago. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when this YCN Sports Wrap special returns, we'll be taking a look at what Coach Maddie as well as 5 starters had to say about the win and how it now feels to be the first Lebanon boys basketball champs since 1998. We'll be right back.